Hello and welcome. It's Sports This Morning. We're reaching you live from Channels Television Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. Thanks for joining us. My name is Austin Okonakwa. To our viewers in Benin, Abuja, and to you, wherever you are in the world watching us, we invite you to this action-packed edition of the program. Now let's talk sports. I keep asking this question. Who has been working with us on this journey? NFF drama series 36. Yes, the drama still continues. What's going on? Ike Igbokwe, remember, he tried to petition FIFA, and then FIFA wrote a letter last week stating reasons why he has no case against the present board led by Amaju Pinnick. Ike Igbokwe says, FIFA, you have no jurisdiction. After reading that letter, he's telling FIFA, you have no jurisdiction to listen to this matter going on in Nigerian football. So Ike Igbokwe is saying that FIFA should back off so Nigeria can solve the problems going on internally in the Nigerian Football Federation. We're going to find out why Nigerian football is not moving forward, and the drama series is one of them. NFF drama series 36. We'll keep you updated on all that is going on. We're talking about Nigerian football. Now let's move on to women's football, where advocates of women's football in Nigeria are actually pleading to the Nigerian Football Federation to ensure that the Super Falcons begin early campaign for the 2015 Women's World Cup that will take place in Canada. It's no more news. Nigeria has been drawn in a group of death alongside the United States of America, Sweden, and Australia. And these opponents are already at work. They are preparing for the championship. Something needs to be done quick as regards getting the Super Falcons ready for the 2015 Women's World Cup in Canada. Let's leave football. Talk about table tennis. Now, that's one sport that is trying so hard to ensure that it gets back its street popularity and its place as a king of sports in Nigeria. But the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation, they are also begging the NSC to come to their rescue, give them financial support for the ITTF Africa Senior Championships that will take place in Egypt. They said they can't do it alone, that the NSC should support. We'll also talk about that one. And finally, Chelsea Football Club of England in the English Premier League, they are back on top of the league table after that stunning victory at Stoke City. The Blues won by 2-0, and Jose Mourinho has been filled with praise for his team, saying that it is the perfect Christmas gift that any coach can get. So that's it. Manchester City still chasing, but Chelsea Football Club showing the character needed to win the title. It's a busy festive fixtures for the Blues, and they're looking forward to it. Jose Mourinho says he has a sort of team that can spring surprises anytime, any day. Up next to Chelsea is West Ham, then they will go to Southampton. Remember, Southampton demolished Everton. A lot of people are saying that they will give Chelsea a tough time. We'll see how the Blues will handle that one. So that's it. Sports This Morning on Channels Television. We told you we're keeping an eye on the drama series going on in the Nigerian Football Federation. I love this leadership crisis. Part of the reasons why the football in the country is struggling. Ike Igbokwe recently has been making the headlines. He's talking tough. He says FIFA has failed in that last letter that he wrote as regards the crisis going on in Nigerian Football Federation. Yesterday, he sat with some journalists in Abuja, and he's been talking about that letter. Let's listen to Ike Igbokwe, and we'll come back. We'll talk action-packed sort of sports. Sports This Morning on Channels Television. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Stay.
People have stated clearly in their letter sent to me on the 18th of December that they lack the jurisdiction to hear the matter because the matter is an internal affair that will be better handled by competent internal bodies of Nigerian football. So I want to inform Nigerians that in line with Article 68 of the NFF Statutes 2010, that is the governing law of Nigerian football, that I have written the NFF to set up an arbitration tribunal, the kind of tribunal they set up under Professor Aki Ibidapo Obe in 2010 to look into election matters arising from the MPL chairmanship election involving Chief Ronson Victor Baribote and Davidson Oumi.
So that's it. Ike Bokwe speaking as regards the crisis going on in the Nigerian Football Federation, and it says clearly that FIFA has shown that they lack the jurisdiction to handle the issues going on in the Nigerian Football Federation, that it is an internal problem and should be dealt with by competent Nigerians. And then he quoted Article 68 of the NFF Statutes of 2010, asking the NFF to set up a tribunal to look into the elections of Chief Bromsey Baribote and Omi Davidson. That's another chapter entirely when we're talking about these issues going on in the Nigerian Football Federation. Chance Television will keep you updated on all that is going on as regards the boardroom and on the field activities of the Nigerian Football Federation. I know somebody has something to say already about all of this going on. Yes, you can be part of the program. What are you talking about after listening to Ike Bokwe and, of course, all that is going down in our ever-blazing world of sports? Yes, you can be part of the show on Twitter, our channels_sports, and on Facebook, our channels-sports. What are you talking about? We want you to be part of the program, and we'll do all we can to ensure that we get your questions, comments, and suggestions out there as we bring them to us real time. It's a Tuesday morning, so Chinasa Ebonye is with us on the program. Chinasa, it's good to have you here.
Always good to be here, Austin. How are you doing? Compliment of the season.
Yeah, same to you, my brother. Super turbocharged this morning. And what a way for us to start with Ike Bokwe saying, FIFA, you have no jurisdiction to listen to the issues going on in Nigerian football.
Well, it depends on where Ike Bokwe is coming from. You know, the law can be very funny sometimes. You know, you have to be very vast and learned in the law to actually be able to make a comment, because you might just talk, or you might say something from a layman's point of view, and when it comes to the law proper, you're actually not making any sense. Well, so maybe Ike Bokwe knows what he's saying, and with the shenanigans goings on in FIFA right now, we've seen how Michael Garcia wrote his own report, and they didn't take it, and a whole lot of things. You know, so maybe where he's coming from, he might have a point, but you know, like you tagged this NFF drama series, you know, the 36th episode or whatever. It keeps going on, and it's sad because if we do not really resolve all the issues affecting our football right now, we're not going anywhere.
It's a reflection.
And it's really bad. Look at what is happening to our national team right now. We didn't qualify for the Nations Cup. A whole lot of things going on. Thankfully, the women are doing their bits. The underage teams are doing their bit. But the standard for Nigeria is the Super Eagles. You know, and once they are not performing well, it seems like every other team is not performing well. Yeah, we have 13 different national teams, but the Super Eagles carry the flag. And if they're not performing well, it shows that, because that is where the money is. That is where all the attention is being focused on right now. So I think the whole thing should really be solved quickly, because I know after this we'll still get to see a lot of other people still coming up. You know, there's still the unresolved issue of Shehu Diko and Amaju Pinnick after the elections that happened in Warri. You know, some people still feeling aggrieved, and a whole lot of other things happening. So if we do not bring everybody together and look for a way to, you know, resolve this crisis, trust me, we'll keep going around the circle. Keep going around the circle.
I totally agree with you, Chinasa, because until a problem is solved, it is still a problem.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
And again, a lot of people will say, why should it affect the country's football? Yes, it will, because everything rises and falls on leadership. And if it doesn't have the right focus to lead, then we'll follow.
Definitely. I feel a lot of pity for Amaju Pinnick right now, because, you know,
good plans.
You know, he has on paper, he has a lot of good plans. He wants to implement this, he wants to do that, but his hands are tied right now, because he cannot really go ahead and implement all the things he wants to do because of the crisis going on right now. And if it's not solved, come on, Amaju Pinnick, before you know, the tenor we just keep we'll start counting, and before you know, it's over, and he hasn't been able to achieve anything despite all his noble plans and intentions when it comes to Nigerian football. So I just feel that we definitely have to sort our football house in order before we talk about making other good things.
I totally agree with Chinasa, and I'm sure you also agree that it's important that the Nigerian Football Federation, that is in charge of administering football in Nigeria, stays focused. Sure, there's some stability so that the country's football can be, you know, moved to the direction where it will produce results. The Nigerian Football Federation, they've been working, big ups to the Amaju Pinnick board. They've been trying to restructure and reposition Nigerian football. And part of what they're doing is to ensure that, yes, the Super Eagles will not be part of the 2015 Nations Cup, but they want to make use of that window. And then Daniel Amokachi is already getting some players ready.
You know, that's another problem. Daniel Amokachi has been calling players. Who is in charge of Super Eagles right now? Is it Daniel Amokachi? Is it Stephen Keshi? Is it Ashuraibu Amodu? All these things are part and parcel of what is happening with the football house because it's not in order. But let's leave the other side. Yeah, we've called up, Daniel Amokachi called up some players. We'll be playing Mali and the Ivorians because since we did not qualify for the Nations Cup, we'll be used as training material now, as friendly material, and a high quality one at that. So definitely all these teams will want to play against Nigeria, and it's a good thing that we've organized these friendlies, and hopefully we'll get to see them play, and maybe watch the Super Eagles once again slowly get their morale up and prepare for the next qualifying series.
It's a good thing. The men have plans. They will not be at the 2015 African Cup of Nations in Equatorial Guinea, and we're hearing news here and there about preparations and games they're going to play. What about the women? What's going on? The Nigerian Football Federation, the Super Falcons, they've been drawn in a group of death for the 2015 Women's World Cup in Canada. Now, this is serious business because advocates in the country are calling for early preparations for the Super Falcons because it is important for the team to start playing out Chinasia so that they can impress at this tournament.
Yeah, and they really need that because I looked at the FIFA rankings recently as it concerns women. We are ranked 32nd, you know, and in our group, I think the other three teams are ranked in the top 10. So it shows you that it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's going to actually be very, very difficult for the Super Falcons to get through from that group. And definitely they will want to better their 99 performance when they got into the quarterfinals. So it is very, very eminent that adequate preparations will start early enough for them to be able to, you know, go out there and make an impression. Because I do not want a situation where these girls will not be given enough preparations, there's nothing, no support and all whatnot. And when they go to the World Cup, Nigerians from everywhere just expect a miracle.
Magic.
This guy, when they don't perform well, people start making noise, calling coaches, calling players. It should start from now. It should start from now. It should start actually prepping the girls, playing friendly matches, giving them enough support, and then they can go out there and make us proud. Because I really believe in those girls, and because we saw what. Remember the Nations Cup, the African Nations Cup. They did not know when they were leaving until a couple of days to their first game. It was that bad. They had a game in Namibia. They were still in Nigeria some days to go. They didn't have any idea of what their itinerary was. You know, things like, and they went on to win the tournament. You know, things like that is not very good for those girls. And I think we should start paying more attention to those girls and helping them so that they can keep doing us proud. Because actually, when it comes to all the national teams in the country, they're the most successful.